Hello. Today is Monday, October 14th. I am your host for Proven Cure, Sarah McLeod. I am a medical writer and a clinical research specialist, and I have dedicated this channel to conducting my own literature reviews in order to find clinical research studies and meta-analysis of clinical data to share novel information about the amelioration of many disease processes that happen in the body that even our doctors don't know about because the information is so new, and I'm here to bring it to you. So I'm very excited. Right now is October 2024. In the United States, it is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I have found some excellent, very new information about obsessive compulsive disorder, how it has in fact been linked to inflammation in the brain, and also that inflammation has been found to be ameliorated by something that I have found to be quite fascinating over the past 2 to 3 years, and it is a treatment known as photobiomodulation, which is just a big word for the use of light to change cell processes in the human body in order to stop the development of disease and other certain biological factors that contribute to disease. So and also, you know what else too, guys? One of the primary reasons that I have become so fascinated with photobiomodulation is because I have started to visit medical spas for all kinds of things, particularly skincare and for laser lipotherapy. I have bought several photobiomodulation devices, and I have them at home with me. I have them when I travel. I use them all the time. And one device I actually have with me right now is actually applicable to what I'm going to talk about today. I'm going to show it to you. In case you want to go out and get it for yourself, because you may know someone with OCD or one of the other diseases I'm going to talk about today. It's called iRestore. This is FDA approved, actually, for the stimulation of hair follicles. So you plug it in. Power start stop. I don't think you can regulate the intensity of it here, but the light comes in. This is near infrared light and comes in through here. Clearly it's a helmet. You put it on and you keep it on until the light goes off, and that's your treatment. I haven't used it a lot because I tend to buy things and not use them. I probably used it once or twice. Plus, I don't have. Plus, when I bought it, I had recently cut all my hair off. My hair was like supremely short, because I damaged my hair with hair dye. Now this is all my real hair, so I'm not gonna use it. It's kind of just sitting there. But anyway, that's neither here. I should have probably given it to my mom. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I don't want to go off on a tangent. Let me dive into the information. So I looked at 3 publications. The first one, because my first interest was in OCD. I know OCD to be a very debilitating condition. I think it's a form of terror to have to live, with a brain that's constantly sort of short-circuiting and telling you to go back and do the same thing over and over again. Can be, in fact, quite dangerous. And it's just sad, to know someone who's a pretty good person, but they just can't help themselves with the things that they're constantly doing over and over and over again. So the first document I found actually made the connection between inflammation in the brain and persons with OCD. And that document was published August of 2017 in the Journal of the American Medical Association Psychiatry Journal. Like, they have several journals, for each disease area. So this is specifically their psychiatry journal. And the article is titled Inflammation in the Neurocircuitry of Obsessive Compulsive Disorder. Okay, and I won't belabor it. They conducted a very small study, case control study, with 2 arms, and each arm had 20 persons, 20 people with OCD, 20 people without OCD, and they were tested for a marker of the microglial component of neuroinflammation. Neuroinflammation being, of course, inflammation of the central nervous system. Specifically, they looked at the brain, and they found elevation of inflammation in the corticostriatal-thalamocortical circuit of person, which is also known as CSTC, the CSTC circuit of persons with OCD. So the point of me sharing that is that this study makes the direct correlation between brain inflammation and OCD. So now once researchers can see where there's a distinct difference in the brain circuits of persons who are with OCD from those who aren't, now there's a place to pinpoint what can be treated, right? What can be treated to stop the behavioral disorder. So from there, I have so many screens open, guys. Hold on one second. But I have such great information. Just bear with me. So from there, now I found another document that I want to share. This document is published in a journal. What is this? Oh, hold on one second. The Journal of Neuroscience Research. It was published just this March of 2024. So this is really new information. Okay, so clearly I'm not the only one interested in what photobiomodulation can be used for. It is titled Inflammation in Obsessive Compulsive Disorder, a literature review and hypothesis-based potential of transcranial photobiomodulation. Let me see if there's anything there I need to break down for your understanding. Inflammation in OCD, which we just went over. It's a literature review, so researchers actually did what I do all the time. They went and pulled different studies and looked to see if their hypothesis, which is what they think might happen, if there's a hypothesis-based potential of transcranial, meaning light passing the skull barrier, of photobiomodulation to change the circuitry, the bad circuitry in the OCD brain. Okay, so they were basically looking at different clinical studies and different published literature to see if they can find that, to see if they could find maybe a photobiomodulation study of sorts. So it's not a clinical trial, it's a literature review. So I'm just going to dive into what it says here in the abstract instead of opening up the full text, which is going to get hairy because it has a lot of different information. So they open up by saying, of course, OCD is a disabling neuropsychiatric disorder that affects about 2 to 3% of the global population. I didn't even know it affected that many people. Despite the availability of several treatments, now this I did know, which is why it's so scary to me, many patients with OCD do not respond adequately, highlighting the need for new therapeutic approaches. So whatever is being given now or being prescribed now for persons with OCD is clearly not helping enough to help persons live lives without repeating behaviors. Recent studies have associated various inflammatory processes with the pathogenesis of OCD, which means like the study I shared initially in the Journal of the American Medical Association. These studies have found that inflammation in the brain is associated with pathogenesis, means development, with the actual development of OCD, including alterations in peripheral immune cells, alterations in cytokine levels, and neuroinflammation. These findings suggest, guys, that inflammation could be a promising target for intervention, which is what I was saying. Transcranial photobiomodulation, which is where this bad boy would come in. With near infrared light mind you, if you're looking for something to try this out with, you're going to look for a device that emits near infrared light, not infrared light, near infrared light. That's important. Is a non-invasive neuromodulation technique that has shown potential for several neuropsychiatric disorders. They say, however, its efficacy in OCD remains to be explored. So that simply means there needs to be more studies done to understand how well photobiomodulation can actually alleviate OCD. All right, so let's see if I can find anything else here before I dive into the other mental health disorders that photobiomodulation has in fact been found to be very helpful for. These researchers did conclude, guys, that their review suggests that photobiomodulation could be a promising non-invasive intervention for OCD with the potential to modulate underlying inflammatory processes. And future research should focus on randomized clinical trials to assess efficacy and optimal treatment parameters. Okay, so that's what I could find for OCD. And I found some more information on another kind of mental health disorder. Mental health disorders that are characterized differently. These are characterized as neurodevelopmental disorders. These disorders influence how the brain functions. This article is titled Transcranial Photobiomodulation for Neurodevelopmental Disorders, a narrative review. It was just published in July 15th of this year, 2024, in a journal titled Photochemical and Photobiological Sciences. So this journal is completely focused on light therapy. Excuse me. So here, reading verbatim from the background, neurodevelopmental disorders such as autism, ADHD, and Down syndrome significantly impact social, communicative, and behavioral functioning. Transcranial photobiomodulation there's near infrared light again. With near infrared light is a promising non-invasive neurostimulation technique for neuropsychiatric disorders, including neurodevelopmental disorders. So researchers in their literature review, identified 9 studies. Of the 9 studies, 1 was an animal study. The other 8 were clinical studies, meaning humans were involved. 5 studies were conducted on persons with autism. 2 studies were conducted on persons with ADHD, and 1 was conducted on persons with Down syndrome. The reviewed studies encompass various photobiomodulation parameters with wavelengths between 635 to 905 nanometers and targeted primarily the frontal cortex areas of the brain. Photobiomodulation showed efficacy in improving disruptive behaviors, social communication, cognitive rigidity, being able to process information differently and think outside of the box, sleep quality and attention in persons with autism, enhanced attention in persons with ADHD who suffer from attention deficit, and improved motor skills and verbal fluency in persons with Down syndrome, which is extremely remarkable. Minimal adverse effects were reported. Proposed mechanisms involve enhanced mitochondrial function, modulated oxidative stress, and reduced neuroinflammation. That's a big deal, guys. So here's the thing. If you would like more information on autism spectrum, photobiomodulation for autism, photobiomodulation for attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or photobiomodulation for Down syndrome, in regards to finding about adverse effects, in regards to finding out what is the adequate wavelength of light needed. Remember, they said 635 to 905 nanometers. That's pretty broad, and I'm sure it differs according to which disease we're looking at specifically, which disorder we're looking at specifically. So if you want more specific information about that, you can contact me and I can conduct more focused research for you, and I'll do a video on that. So that's what I have for today. It's very, very, very promising. Imagine having these disorders and not having to rely on a pill or rely on electric shock or rely on answering questionnaires or something like that, and not even really getting a true break from the disorder, and knowing that with a specific medical device, exposure to a certain frequency of light, you can actually slow down the disease process and change someone's life for the better. I think that is absolutely amazing. Please like, share, subscribe. I was explaining yesterday in the video that I did that I took a break from this so that I could pursue my sportswear design career, doing really well. And I'm going to share my little ad at the end. Please watch. Please, go over to my website. Leave comments, guys. Let me know what you think. If you can't buy anything, your words are tons of support from me. Thanks for watching, and my goal is to post 3 times a week. Maybe I'll get gun ho and do more than that, but at least 3 times a week, so I can get the algorithm going again and spread the word, because there's so much new research out that I want to share. Okay, so thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Until next time, bye bye.